The White Sox look to the past in honoring their greatest slugger in a moving ceremony this afternoon. But now they look to the present in their battle to gain ground in the American League Central Division. Mark Burley takes the mound in the deciding game against the Red Sox next on Comcast Sportsnet. From the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Konerko, Adam Dunn, Mark Burley and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Dustin Pedroia, Adrian Gonzalez, David Ortiz, and the first place Boston Red Sox. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson as we get set to bring you the finale of this three-game set, and it will be the rubber match. And as you know, in the opener, Sox won that ball game 3-1. Gavin Floyd was just outstanding. Then last night, Philip Humber went out there, went 4 scoreless innings. Then in the 5th inning, they got him for 4. They went on to win that ball game 10-2. So this afternoon, Mark Burley.
Mark Burley's been very good lately, running his record to 8-5, and his ERA starts to come down. And so he's going to throw a lot of strikes, obviously try to jam the right-hand hitters. This is a tough Boston lineup. They lead the league in runs scored. Mark is 6-6 lifetime against the Red Sox, and his ERA is respectable because anytime you have a 4.5 ERA against that team, you're doing pretty well. Andrew Miller goes to the mound, and he's really struggled lately. Lifetime, he's 0-1 against the Sox with an ERA up close to 10. This year he's 4-1, but his ERA is over 5. Control has been a big issue for him. Used to be a hard thrower. Was a #1 draft choice of the Tigers. Now he finds himself in the rotation for Boston. He's struggled. If our hitters are patient, he will walk them. Let's get the series.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Xfinity on demand, only from Comcast. Don't miss the action. Call 1-800-XFINITY today. A beautiful day for baseball, and we'll take a look at how Terry Francona is going to line up his Boston Red Sox. Jacoby Ellsbury is going to lead it off. Then it's Pedroia and Gonzalez, who hit a home run last night. Yupes, Ortiz, Crawford, Darnell McDonald gets a start today, with Veritek and Scudero rounding it out. The degree defensive setup and how the lineup behind Mark Burley left to right. Lillibridge, Rios, and Quinton in the outfield, with Morel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Canerco in the infield. Tyler Flowers gets a nod behind the plate, and the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Mark Burley, looking for win number 9. He's 6-6 lifetime against these Red Sox. Boston comes in 2 games ahead of the Yankees in the East. The Sox come in 3 games in back of Detroit and a game and a half in back of Cleveland in the Central. It's very warm, 94 degrees at game time. So, as Tyler Flowers throws the ball down to second base, we're ready to play baseball, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, on a beautiful day here in the beautiful city for White Sox baseball. Now we just got to get a win out of this thing and take this series 2-1, as we mentioned in the opening. We won the opener 3-1. Gavin Floyd was just outstanding. He is now 6-0 lifetime against Boston. And then yesterday they won it 10-2. So here we go. Jacoby Ellsbury gets set to lead it off. Young outfielder.
Can't play him too deep in the infield, because if he does chop the ball, he's fast enough to be able to beat it out. With that in mind, Morel is in right at the cut of the grass at third.
And the first pitch of the ball game is taken for a strike. Red Sox come in at 65-40, 25 games over. They have a 2-game lead on the Yankees. Boston hitting at .281 as a club with a 3.89 team ERA. Ellsbury 1 for 9 in the series, and lifetime against Burley is 4 for 7. And this is the 6th and final meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 5, our Sox have won 4 of them.
Here you see the statue of Big Frank unveiled today before the game.
And that's into left field. And here comes Lillibridge. One out.
Line drive. Easy play to left. I guess the slide is the thing these days.
That's slide du jour, huh?
I guess.
So here's Pedroia. Dustin, 307, 15 homers, 55 knocked in. And this little guy is one of the best fastball hitters in the game. He's 5 for 13 lifetime off Mark.
He's not likely to see too many fastballs from Mark Burley. If he does see them, they're probably going to be way out of the strike zone. Mark wants to get him out off the plate.
And that's popped up. Alexei making the call. Had him off balance, way out in front. 2 down.
Threw a soft, slow curveball and had Pedroia looking fastball all the way, but in protection mode.
And here at beautiful US Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. So here's Gonzalez hitting at 356, 18 homers and 89 knocked in. He was 3 for 4 with a homer and 2 RBIs last night. 2 infield hits and then a long home run. 1-1.
The umpires for the game today: Bruce Dreckman behind the plate, Alan Porter at first, Rob Drake is at second, and the crew chief Gary Darling is at third. Gonzalez way off the plate. He invites the ball away. But last night he didn't attack it and got one inside and hit it out of the park.
Well, he's created his own strike zone. He'll tell you what he wants. just that simple.
And he does. And he has tremendous power to left and left center field. He takes huge advantage of it at Fenway Park. So hitting close to 390 there and over 300 on the road. Pencils out in the 350s.
Lays off that one. So a full count. He's got a lot of John Olerud in his swing. And that was one of the prettiest left-handed swings you ever want to see. So the payoff pitch to Gonzalez. That ball hammered into the gap. So he's going to pick up his 31st double.
We talked about where he wants the ball and Mark not wanting to walk him. Got that ball out away. And Gonzalez, as he so often does, crushes the ball the opposite way. See, the whole at bat was set up away from Adrian Gonzalez on our Bank of America pitch tracks. And this is a bullet right off Ted Lyons.
So here's Youkilis hitting at 275, 15 homers and 74 driven in. He also homered last night. He's 2 for 9 in the series. They went back to back in the 9th inning. Youkilis 3 for 11 lifetime off Burley. Mark comes in 6-6 in his career against Boston.
One thing Boston will make you do, even if you throw a lot of strikes, they'll wind up forcing that pitch count up a lot higher than just about each and every team in baseball, except maybe the New York Yankees.
And I'll tell you who's getting themselves in that mode. They're not there yet, obviously, but getting as far as making is Texas. They have got some real solid hitters on that ball club. The more pitches you see, the more dangerous you become. Just do the math.
Well,
3-1.
You depend on the pitcher making good pitches, pitch after pitch, especially when you spoil some pitches off the plate.
And there's a strike, full count. Ortiz on deck.
Youkilis thought that might have been inside. Bruce Streckman differed with him, and Bruce was right. That ball had the whole inside part of the plate.
Ate him up in there. Well, we just honored the guy with that beautiful statue out there in left field on the concourse, who saw an awful lot of pitches most of the time, each and every at bat. Frank Thomas. He got a good pitch to hit right there and couldn't do anything with it.
Here's an example of what Boston does. This is going to be the 20th pitch of the inning for Mark Burley, and he throws a whole lot of strikes.
And another one. Most of the time when you see guys fouling off a lot of pitches, there are two elements involved. The first element is that they're not greedy. They're not trying to get out and hook everything. The next element is the pitcher's making some pretty good pitches. And that's popped up. So the 2-out double by Adrian Gonzalez goes for naught. And after a half inning of play, it's the Red Sox nothing and our Sox coming to bat.
and it's Ramirez, Canerco, Quinton, Adam Dunn, the DH, with Rios, Flowers, Beckham, and Morrell rounds it out. The Degree defensive setup, and now they'll line up behind Andrew Miller. Mick Crawford, Ellsbury, and McDonald in the outfield, with Euclid, Scudero, Pedroia, and Gonzalez in the infield. The captain, Jason Varitek, behind the plate. And Alexis pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Andrew Miller. ERA 5.5, 4-1 record, but he's been hit hard.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours, as first pitch to Brent Lillibridge is taken for a ball. Notice the tall guy, 6'7", 210, 26 years old, out of Earlton, Florida. And there's the strike.
His lack of control has been a problem. 24 walks, only 17 strikeouts in 34 2/3 innings.
Checks it up. Well, when you're trying to hold off the Yankees, that's not going to work. So with one out, let's check out our picks to click this afternoon. Manjo, our director and crew, they went with Quinton. Stone Pony's going to go with Tyler Flowers, and my good friend down in Elkhart, Indiana, George Thomas. George and I are going to go with Gordon Beckham.
At one point, Miller was so highly thought of that he was a first-round draft pick of the Detroit Tigers in 2006, the 6th player chosen overall that year.
Well, he pitched against us in this ballpark right here, first or second, third start of his major league career, and I'm going to tell you, he had Nintendo stuff. He was throwing close to 100 with an unreal break. In fact, I talked with AJ after the game about his stuff. He said, Hawkins, it's as good a stuff as I've ever seen.
That was the year where we went 5-5 in 13 starts. But he did give up more hits than innings pitched, and the disturbing thing was the high walk totals and the fact that he throws across his body.
And that is a little soft line drive by Alexei. 2 down.
So later on, after having some problems with the Tigers establishing himself, he was traded to the Florida Marlins, where he went 6-10, then 3-5. Then 1-5. Here he is, signed as a minor league free agent by the Red Sox.
And here's Paulie hitting at 305, 25 homers and 76 driven in. Takes that pitch inside. And as we speak, Kansas City leading Cleveland 2-0. That game in the top of the first inning. Tigers leading the Angels 2-0. That game in the 6th. Pretty good matchup over there with Weaver for the Halos and Verlander for Detroit. Outfield straight up, about equidistant. As there's the strike and the count 2-1.
That's one of the things Miller has learned since losing the big fastball was the straight change. He gets that over, he can make things a little difficult.
Get out of here. Get out. It will, yeah, first roll. So the count 2-2 to Paulie.
Paul expanded his strike zone there. That ball was up and out of the zone. We don't have a particularly patient club. And Miller usually doesn't throw a lot of strikes.
Full count. Now, the only time as a hitter, the only time you really want to get away from being patient at the plate is when you're facing a 20-game winner. Because the first thing you know, you're going to be 0-2.
Or facing Mark Burley, that type of pitcher where you know he's going to throw a first pitch strike 80% of the time. Maybe more.
Fellow right in the booth next to us. It was unbelievable getting guys 0-2. That's chop foul. Of course, that's the Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. He and Ernie Johnson are working that game today.
A chance to talk to Eck before the game today. Would he have great stuff? Pinpoint control. Just about everything else you'd need to be successful, either as a starter, which he was, or as a closer, which he was.
And once again, the payoff pitch. And that's ball 4. So the 2-out walk, and that'll bring up Quentin. He is hitting at 259, 20 homers and 62 driven in. And that's up the middle, base hit. So cancel the post-game show. 2 on, 2 out. And that'll bring up Adam Dunn.
This might be one of the better lefty-lefty matchups for Adam Dunn, because this guy doesn't have a particularly consistent breaking ball. And he's not overpowering. See him, Adam gets a good swing at him.
He's been scuffling against left-handers this year.
I would say so.
And there's
Ernie Johnson. You're looking
Johnson, at Eckersley right there. I mentioned last night, one of the few pitchers that I've ever seen that absolutely was not afraid of any hitter that stepped in that box.
Except that backdoor slider to Kurt Gibson.
Well, he's going to get you occasionally.
That was a big one.
Yeah, it was. And here's a big pitch, the 1-1. So 2 on, 2 out. 1 and 2 the count here in the bottom of the first if you're just joining us.
Miller's kept every pitch above the belt to Adam Dunn in this at bat.
After 1, there is no score. Sox. Text CSN Sox to 29653 for breaking White Sox news, scores, insider reports, and more. Text CSN Sox to 29653. Only an hour and a half left in the trading deadline.
Rob Drake is a guy that keeps the watch on the breaks between innings. Mark Burley looking out at him to see when he's ready.
And first pitch upstairs to Big Poppy. David Ortiz hitting at 295. He's 0 for 8 in this series. And the count 2-0. He has faced Burley 55 times, has 19 hits, 17 of which stayed in the park. And there's a strike. And this foul back. Well, we reported to you last night during the game that it had been announced that the trade by Boston for Rich Harden had been done. That's not the case. It fell through, and we understand, because of a medical. Alexei. And that's out number 1.
It might not be the only one. Apparently there's a bit of a holdup in the Ubaldo Jimenez deal to the Indians. Colorado didn't want to release medical records, and so Cleveland flew him down to their spring training facility to give him the once over, and that trade is pending his passing that physical. That one
that's
doesn't
the first
work.
time I've ever heard of that. I've never heard of a team refusing to give the team that they're going to trade with medical record.
Especially with what they're getting in return. It's kind of surprising, but that's exactly what's going on as we speak.
Well, I wouldn't have wasted the money on the trip. Yeah, watch out. Watch out. Good effort. Couldn't get there.
Brent went over there hard, but that ball was slicing away. The wind, what little there is, was taking it that way. And eventually it just drifted out of play. He thinks he's got plenty of room, but he runs out of it very quickly.
Got time, takes it, makes it, and that's out number 2. Yeah, if I'm trying to trade, for example, if I'm trying to trade for Steve Stone, and they said, and I said, okay, well, you got a deal. We got the deal. Just send me his medical records. And they said no. I'd say, well, you know what you can do. What's the deal?
Yep, we'll see how that one plays out.
So here is Darnell McDonald, 32-year-old outfielder, hitting at 173, 3 homers and 13 knocked in. He's hit Burley well, 9 at bats. He has 6 hits. And the count 2-1.
Mark getting ready to deliver pitch number 36 on this 94-degree day.
And a full count. Down on the field, it feels a heck of a lot warmer than 94.
94 with some big humidity. Not too many clouds to block that sunshine.
Chops that foul over into the photographer's well.
I was actually kind of surprised that Boston traded for Rich Harden in the first place, only in that he spent the majority of his career on the disabled list. So the fact that he is indeed injured once again is not too surprising.
And there's the 2-out walk. So here's Varitek. He also has hit Burley well. 10 for 31 with a couple of home runs. The 39-year-old veteran receiver comes in at 237, 6 homers and 20 knocked in.
He's a switch hitter and much more proficient from the right side, which is his natural side. He's got more power as a left-hand hitter, but it's a 280 right-hand hitter.
McDonald 2 for 4 in stolen bases.
If he's thinking about stealing one here, there's a good chance he'll get picked off. But with that lead he's got, he's not going anywhere.
That's up high. And a reminder, the first 25,000 fans at each game will receive a Walgreens game card. Learn more about Walk with Walgreens, a new program where healthy steps lead to healthy rewards. Join Walk It with Walgreens at walgreens.com/walk. High and deep. And it is 2-0 Boston. So the 2-out walk jumps up and burns Burley. That's the 3rd home run for Veritek against Mark.
Only the 7th of the year, only the 2nd right-handed home run. He's driven in 22, puts the Red Sox on top. Our Ford home run replay, and this looks like a little cutter that stayed over the middle of the plate. And it's a very lively ballpark today with all of this heat and humidity, and it just flew out.
There's Scudero. 3 for 6 in this series with 3 RBIs. What new against us? Hitting .265, 5 homers. He's driven in 20, but that's not the real story. The story is against us in his career. He is a .381 lifetime hitter.
Got a little Wilson Betterman in him.
.381, and that has been with a lot of at bats. 139. What new? 4 for 7 against us.
Tyler Flowers now goes out there, wants a word with Mark Burley. And that ball stayed right on the inner portion. It was belt high.
Ellsbury went out to Lillibridge in left field. And the count 2-0. Scudero 3 for 4 in stolen bases. He has swiped 2 in this series. Two and 1 to count for the 27-year-old outfielder.
Just as Boston does against everybody, Mark Burley's going to deliver pitch number 49, and he's not through the second.
And the count evens at 2. That's why it's a battle of bullpens today. You got to have the one guy in the bullpen to suck up some innings. But outside of that, everybody's got a definitive role. And they have got to carry it out. And that starter doesn't last long.
We've been very fortunate with the starting rotation because almost without exception they have protected the bullpen, and not having that specific long man hasn't hurt our ball club very much.
No, we have had outstanding pitching. He gone. Second strikeout for Mark, but the 2-run homer by Varitek after an inning and a half. 2-0 bad guys.
Time at participating McDonald's for $1.89.
2-0 Boston, but we got plenty of time. It's just the bottom of the second inning. So Alex Rios, Tyler Flowers, and Gordon Beckham to face the 6'7" lanky southpaw Andrew Miller. Rios at 207, 6 homers, 23 driven in. He was 0 for 3 last night. Outfield straight up about equidistant. And the count evens at 1. Ellsbury. First Native American from Navajo descent is Jacoby Ellsbury to play in the big leagues. So here's Tyler Flowers. Tyler 0 for 3 since being called up from Charlotte, where he was hitting .261 with 15 homers and 32 knocked in. There's a bullet. And a boy. Tyler down there was in his last 17 games was hitting at a .354 clip with 8 homers and 15 driven in.
Picked on a first ball fastball. That ball was out away. But when you're guessing fastball and you get it, and you've got the power of Tyler Flowers, take a good healthy swing. He rifled that ball into left center.
Tyler's got a beautiful right-handed swing. Short, quick, and powerful. As here is Beckham hitting at .248, 8 homers and 31 knocked in. Gordon homered in last night's game off John Lester.
Lester didn't make too many mistakes. Gave up solo home runs to Paul Konerko and Gordon Beckham.
Change up, foul back.
And that was about it. Gave up 4 hits overall, just the 1 run. Struck out 8, walked only 1. He got a little late offense that made the game look a lot more out of hand than it was for most of the evening.
That ball's hammered, hooked, a rope hook.
Barrett taking a long look over into the dugout.
That fastball. Second strikeout for Miller.
That fastball was the hardest pitch he's thrown today. 95. And as you can see by Bank of America pitch tracks, it caught half the corner.
So here's Morel. Brent hitting at 248, a homer. He's driven in 16. Takes low. And a reminder, join the Chi Sox mobile group by texting VIP to 244-769 for a chance to win one night stay at a downtown hotel, transportation to the game, 2 United Scout seat tickets, and a $200 gift card to Bacardi at the park right across the street. Text VIP to 244-769. 2-0 the count. And there's a strike. Top of the 7th in Detroit. Still 2-0 Tigers over the Halos. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Thought maybe there might have been a bit of a let off for Verlander after that rugged performance he had against us, but to this point, no such luck.
And that ball hit hard and over the head of Jacoby. So here comes Tyler. He's motoring coming around third base. He'll score on the double by Morel, and it's a 2-1 ball game.
That's a ball that Ellsbury misjudged because he started drifting toward his right, which was left center field, and that ball just took off. He tried to make the jump at the end and couldn't get there. Then Morel hits this ball hard. And Ellsbury goes up. Can't get it. And the lead is cut in half.
So that'll bring up Lillibridge. Morel picking up his 9th two-bagger, 17th RBI. Lillibridge 0 for 1. He had a check swing off the plate, comebacker to Miller. Last inning. Pick him up, man. And the count evens at 1.
One of the reasons why Miller has an ERA up over 5. The fact that he really doesn't have a consistent breaking ball that he can throw over in any count.
And it's 2 balls and a strike. Out in front of that curveball. So 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes with Morel at second. And that'll do it. But the 2-out double by Brent Morel, and it's a 2-1 Red Sox lead. Sox since he joined the 3,000 hit club. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Velco White Sox pregame live. Don't miss White Sox Yankees tomorrow at 6:30 only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. 2-3-0 for their guys, 1-3-0 for our guys. Here in the top of the 3rd inning, it'll be Pedroia, Gonzalez, and Youkilis. Boy, he was all over it, just underneath it. Pedroia last time up popped up to Ramirez. Mark had him out front on a slow curveball. And Morel. Throw pulls him off the bag, so he's safe.
Going to be a base hit. Pedroia gets down the line in a hurry. Up play by Morel. On the transfer, just couldn't get there in time and pulled Paulie off the bag, and no chance for a swipe tag.
So here's Gonzalez. He rocketed a double into left center field. That was his 31st two-bagger. There you go. He did. Yes. 0-2. Usually when you see a guy standing that far off the plate, he wants the ball out over the plate. So you've got to try to pitch him. All good hitters, you've got to try to pitch inside, with the exception. There are always exceptions, but very few.
It was Gary Darling on the appeal at third base, who said he did go around. That's the crew chief.
Okay. And rack him up. Nice.
For Gonzalez, it's a 22nd double play he's grounded into.
So here's Youkilis. He popped up to Alexei. Like Pedroia. Takes first pitch strike. Out and around it. So that'll retire the side. We'll go to the bottom of the third, trailing 2-1.
Since 2005, who's joined the 500 home run club? You think about that one? We'll get back to you a little later with the answer.
Alexei Ramirez will lead it off here in the bottom of the third. 2-4-0 for Boston. 1-3-0 for our guys. Alexei, a little soft line drive to Youkilis, his first trip. There's a breaking ball strike. That curveball fouled over Souvenir right side. And the fastball.
Follow all of today's stats and info in real time with White Sox In Game Live, only on CSNChicago.com, brought to you by The Great Escape.
He's throwing a little harder than we were told.
He is. He's got probably the best fastball he's had all year.
Here's Paulie. He threw a walk. Curveball strike. If he gets that release point, he could be effective.
When he was drafted, he was throwing in the upper 90s, sometimes would hit 100.
Scudero. And 2 down. And every White Sox Friday home game is United Flyaway Friday. Each Friday home game, one lucky fan will have a chance to win 2 free round-trip tickets to anywhere in the continental United States that United Airlines flies. United proud to fly the Chicago White Sox. We're happy to be with them. Mark Seipel, Sparky Jr., Mike Corrigan, and all the crew. That's inside. Quentin muscled a single back through the middle.
I don't know how that last pitch missed, Carlos. It's been hit 20 times this year.
Get down, get down. It will. Thank you very much. So the 2-out single. And here's Adam. Adam struck out his first trip. Almost walked into that one. Adam is 0 for 5 lifetime off Andrew Miller. And that's going to be a base hit. Well, Quentin, he'll make the turn. McDonald gets it back in. Adam now 3 for 71.
It's another big hand as he gets a fastball. This time at only 92. Breaks the bat, drops it in front of McDonald. More importantly, keeps the inning alive.
So here's Rios. Alex went out to Ellsbury. Checks it up. He did not go. And that's inside. Outfield straight up, equidistant, and not spread out so much. There's that changeup.
Give him credit. Threw a changeup 2-0. Had Alex way out in front of it.
Breaking ball, and very quickly the count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on here in the bottom of the third. We trail at 2-1. So a full count with Tyler Flowers on deck. Base hit. Game tied. All this coming with 2 out and nobody on. 2-2 tie, and here comes Flowers. Attaboy, Alex.
Went to the well a little too often with that changeup. RBI number 24. That changeup was up. And that was the difference in the one that he threw at 2-0 and the one that went into left field.
Tyler just ripped a single back through the middle and scored last inning. Oh, all over it, just underneath it. Tyler, 25 years old, 6'4", 245 pounds, out of Marietta, Georgia. The ball hammered, but just foul. And the count 1-2. Got him up and away, but we get the RBI single from Rios. We'll go to the fourth, tied 2-2.
by the fourth meal from Taco Bell. Open 1 a.m. or later.
Fourth inning here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field in the finale of this three-game set. It is the rubber match. We took the opener 3-1 behind Gavin Floyd. They won 10-2 behind John Lester last night.
And in the meantime, Justin Verlander has a no-hitter heading into the top of the eighth inning as the Tigers lead the Angels 3-0.
First pitch strike. Ortiz grounded out to Alexei, who was playing well over on the first base side of second. And this time Beckham's going to get it in short right field. So one out, and that'll bring up Crawford. Crawford struck out.
Crawford strikeout in the second. He just didn't have any kind of look at all at Mark Burley.
Come back and get him. No walks.
Especially to a guy with the speed of Carl Crawford. Not that he's going to steal, but
he can score on a tweener.
Yeah, make life miserable for you.
There's a strike. So the one out walk. Crawford 12 for 17 in stolen bases.
Second walk of the day. Mark Burley. First one to McDonald in the second. Came home ahead of the Veritek home run.
Outfield straight up and spread out. And there's ball one. 2-6-0 for our Sox. 2-4-0 for their Sox. .421 stolen bases for Carl Crawford.
I don't think he's looking to steal one here, especially 2-0 count on McDonald, the guy who has hit Burley well.
And you got to get the hitter. There's one. And a reminder, you can visit the official online shop of the White Sox. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. So shop at whitesox.com. And the count 3-1.
Ron Johnson going over trying to read the signs of Tim Bogart. Sure, he's mentioned to Crawford, don't get too adventuresome or you're going to get picked off.
Full count to McDonald.
Here's a look at Bogart going through his set of signs. Ground ball here would be most welcome.
There he goes. And it's academic. So back-to-back walks from Burley. Very, very uncharacteristic.
And 74 pitches with only one out here in the fourth inning. So the bullpen will be called into play a lot earlier than normal in a Mark Burley game.
Veritek got a high fastball and hit it out of here for his 7th homer. That pitch off the corner, so 1-0 to him.
It's kind of surprising is that Veritek, at his advanced age, for anybody, but especially a catcher, he's only grounded into 2 double plays this year and 153 at bats.
And that's off the plate, so the count 2-0. And if you miss that home run by Veritek,
got a little cutter. Didn't cut very much until left the park.
and that's popped up. Alex making the call. Crawford will tag and move him to third. So 2 out, runners at the corners. And here comes the Sox killer, Marco Scutaro. Starts him off, change up, turned it over a little bit, and the count 0-1. One and one. Ellsbury on deck. And there's a chopper to Hopper underneath, and he gets out of it. They threaten, can't score. Strand 2, and it is still tied at 2.
2005, who's joined the 500 home run club? And the answer, Frank Thomas, Alex Rodriguez, Jim Thome, Manny Ramirez, and Gary Sheffield.
Right here, it's the bottom of the fourth inning in this game, tied at 2. It'll be Beckham, Morrell, then Lillibridge. Gordon struck out his first trip and takes strike 1. Takes it up on the breaking pitch. And way high and wide, 2 balls and a strike. Outfield straight up, equidistant, and the 2-2. And that's back to the middle base hit. So good way to start here in the bottom of the fourth. George Thomas's pick to click with a single.
Tried the backdoor breaking ball, but didn't work very well as that ball just came up spinning away from Gordon, who took it right back up the middle. And a promising way to start the fourth.
So here's Brent. He doubled in Flowers back in the second inning. Takes that curveball strike. And if you miss that double.
2-1 count. And it looked like Ellsbury kind of drifted for that ball, and then it just took off over his head.
And that's out of play. Right side.
Both runs batted in have come with 2 outs. It's always a good sign. As are the 7 hits in 3+ innings against Miller.
And chops that one down right at the plate. And a reminder, you can organize a group outing of 20 or more, purchase a block of tickets, or enhance your outing with one of 6 great party areas. So call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com. And that is the domain of the Bertucci boys. And there's a base hit. Well, Brent just muscles that one into center field.
Tries to get this fastball in on his hands, but doesn't get it there. This ball stayed over the middle of the plate. 2 on, nobody out. As our boys try to take the lead for the first time today.
So here's Lillibridge. He's 0 for 2. Draws it back and takes the ball.
Well, I think Veritek is talking with Dreckman. It could very well be that he shielded Dreckman because that ball had the whole plate. It was called a ball.
Angels have a hit in the top of the 8th off Verlander.
And it's a
Tigers
3-2
leading that
game.
game 3-2.
they got a chance.
That'll get the job done. Sacrifice 5-4. Beautiful bunt by Lilleberg. I love the bunt.
Absolutely perfect. Couldn't have rolled it out there any better. And Alexei with a chance to improve on those 42 runs driven in.
Red Sox with the infield back up the middle. Youkilis even with the bag off the line a few steps at third. That big curveball and the count 1-1. That fastball fouled away. Ducks on the pond, 1 out. 1-2 the count. Konerko on deck. And that breaking pitch coming in.
Both pitchers have a high pitch count. Miller about ready to deliver pitch number 71 with just 1 out here in the 4th inning.
Base. Wow. Not off the glove into center field. So Beckham will score. Sox lead at 3-2. Looked like a sure base hit when he hit it, and all of a sudden looked like Miller was going to catch it. Meanwhile, Morel at third.
RBI number 43. That ball ticks off the glove of Miller. Pedroia looked like he had a shot at it, but the ball eludes him. And runners at the corners. Still only 1 out.
Don't stop now, boys. As here comes Paulie. Paulie has walked and he has grounded to short. Put a little top hand on that one. Outfield just about straight up. Step or two over to the left. And that hit him. That got him good.
It got him above the shin guard, right on the side of that left knee.
So now Kurt Young out to talk to Miller. Paulie has a tremendous threshold of pain. He has played in pain for stretches of a couple of months at a time in his time in a White Sox uniform.
That one catches him above the shin guard, but it looked like below the little bone outside the knee, which was probably the best thing that could have happened if you're going to get hit.
So Sox packed with Sox, one down, and here's Quentin. He's 2 for 2 with a run scored. And that is chopped foul.
Boston bullpen up and going. And Miller could very well be close to running out of gas. Let's take advantage while he's still in it. Chavez loosening in the pen. Alfredo Chavez.
And very quickly the count 0-2. Down on deck. And that's chop foul. In the scheme of things, this is a big, big man. Big at bat. And another chopper foul.
Oh, with Miller trying to do everything he can to make Carlos hit a ground ball. Carlos trying to do everything he can to get one out of the infield.
And if he throws him a fastball neck high, we're in trouble. He did not go. And the count 1-2.
That looked tantalizing. At the last instant, it bit inside off the plate.
And that's inside. 2-2 the count. Where I was sitting, I thought that ball was going to hit him. He doesn't get out of the way very often.
Just missed him a couple of times.
Got him. Fastball.
Carlos wasn't happy, but our Bank of America pitch track said that ball had the whole plate.
So a huge out.
Take a look where
For the Red
7
Sox.
appears. The whole plate and above the knee.
Here's Adam. He's 1 for 2 ahead of him. Base hit last inning. And there's a little broken bat. So we do take the lead, but we blow a great chance. Bases loaded, 1 out. Can't do anything with it. 500 texture. You could win $5 footlongs from Sub.
Got a couple of defensive changes as Falcon Erko comes out of the game. They're going to take a look at that leg he was hit on. Juan Pierre comes in the game in left field, and Brent Lillibridge shifts from left field to first base. It's Mark Burley will have to deal with the top of the order. The question is, after 2 at-bats that haven't been great, will Ellsbury try to test out Lillibridge in his new position at first?
He has gone out to left and then struck out. Struck out on a high fastball. So 3-9-0 for our Sox, 2-4-0 for their Sox. A lot of speed retired right there. One down, and that'll bring up Justin Pedroia, who is 1 for 2 in infield single. Got the Yankees coming to town tomorrow. First of a 4-game set. All night games. And the pitching matchups. Jake Peavy tomorrow night against CC Sabathia. As Pedroia takes it outside. On Tuesday, Johnny Dykes against Phil Hughes. On Wednesday, Gavin Floyd against A.J. Burnett. And on Thursday, Philip Umber against Bartolo Colon. So make your plans to be with us here at U.S. Cellular Field. Out of play in the count 1-2.
It would very much help Mark this inning if he could get through it with a minimum of pitches. And ahead of Gonzalez, you want to retire Pedroia. Almost did it that time.
Just did get a piece of it. I love to watch this guy play. Boy, he is something.
He gives you everything he's got every minute he's on the field. You can't say that about everybody, but you can certainly say it about him.
Yep. That's why he's got an MVP trophy on his mantle. And a reminder, experience the new Gold Coast Tickets Club located on a 200 level at US Cellular Field. For tickets, call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com. Comebacker. And 2 down.
Our United Airlines leaders of the game is Mark Burley. Since May, an ERA of 2.45. That's 5th in the American League. So after a slow start, he just keeps getting better and better.
And here is Gonzalez. Adrian has doubled into left center and then hit into a 4-6-3 double play. And that's popped up. Juan making the call, and that'll do it. Quick 1-2-3 inning for Burley. He needed it. We're halfway home, leading 3-2. As we're in the bottom of the fifth, it'll be Rios, Flowers, and Beckham to face Andrew Miller, 6'7" southpaw. Alex 1 for 2, an RBI single, a 2-out RBI single back in the third inning. He needed that. We needed that. Drops the hook on him. Backdoor job.
We've been able to collect 9 hits in 4 innings, and yet just the 3 runs.
Well, we had a chance last inning to get some more. Couldn't do it.
Well, the left on base is 2, 1, 2, and 3.
Out and around that one, backhanded by Scudero all the way across. So 1 out. And here's Tyler. Flowers 1 for 2, a single and a run scored. Drops that curveball over.
That's something Miller's been able to do today that he hasn't been able to do much of this year, and that's throw that slow curveball on the first pitch for a strike.
And the count 0-2. Fastball just fired that one into one of the super sweets. Still the count hangs at 0-2. Kansas City leading Cleveland 4-2. That game in the top of the 8th at Progressive Field.
But the Tigers have won their ball game, so we know what we have to do here.
Oh, he got a cookie there and couldn't do anything with it. That ball was ticketed for right center field. And make no mistake about it, Tyler Flowers can take you out of any part of any park. And once again, the 0-2. Two down. 7 strikeouts now for Miller. So here's Beckham. Gordon started off last inning with a base hit. And has scored. Oh, and 1 to count. Scudero bobbles the ball, picks up his 7th error.
This looked like it was going to be the end of the inning, but it was not. So the inning stays alive for Brent Morrell, and there's the look. We slow it down. It's the back part of the glove. See if we can make them pay now.
So here's Morrell. He is 2 for 2, an RBI double and a single. This is a season high for Miller in strikeouts. Ball gets away. Make him pay.
First wild pitch of the year for Miller. Vertic doesn't have that kind of mobility anymore where he can shift across to his left and smother that ball. So he tried to catch it. Nothing doing.
One and one to count to Brent. And we have not heard any word on Konerko. We will tell you what we know when we know. Oh, and 2 the count. Come on, Brent. Good 2-strike hitter, buddy. Red Sox with 2 runs in the second. We scored 1 in the second. Then we added 1 in the third. Then we added 1 in the fourth to lead at 3-2. And while they have a little talk, a reminder, provide your guests with the ultimate baseball experience in the LG Skyline Club or United Scout Seats or Gold Coast Tickets Club or Diamond Suites. Seating areas offer exclusive amenities and benefits. So for information, call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com. There's a chopper. Euclid. And that'll retire the side. We have completed 5 and we lead at 3-2. we have a 3-2 lead, and Mark has thrown 90 pitches.
Well, he's worked awfully hard on a very hot day. Now he has to go through the middle of the order. We've had our opportunities against Andrew Miller, but so far have yet to cash them in. So we do have a 1-run lead, and it'd be really nice for Mark to sail through this one and keep that bullpen out of there until a little bit later.
Youkilis, Ortiz, and Crawford face our 32-year-old southpaw as that pitch is chopped foul. Youkilis has popped to short, and he is grounded to short. Check swing. Brent. Barehanded ball. Good play. That ball's had spin on it. Spun away from him. Reached out, grabbed it, and still made the play.
Youkilis doesn't have great speed, but the speed's okay. As Brent has only one play, and he makes it, and he gets him by plenty.
Well, that ball had some spin. You can see he was going to use his glove. All of a sudden, it just kicked dead right on him. So here's Big Papi. He has grounded to short, and he has grounded to second. When I say short, I'm talking about Alexei, who was well over on the first base side of second. And that's popped up. It's got to be Flowers. Oh, my goodness. Got it. Couldn't quite hang on to it. That will not be an error.
I wouldn't think so. A catcher's not used to catching the ball around the third base bag in foul territory, and he was running toward the ball. That's a long way to go for a catcher. The over-the-shoulder catch with that catcher's mitt, very difficult.
So the 1-1 pitch. That's low.
Jesse Crain loosening in the pen. That was a good no call by Bob Rosenberg.
And the 3-1. That's through the shift. So that's his first hit of the series. He is now 1 for 11. And that'll bring up Crawford. Crawford has struck out, and he has walked. Takes low and away. And the count evens at 1. Well, if this guy gets his offense cranked up, they really got something. Grant makes a good throw. Return to Burley. Not in time. Not on Crawford. Going to take a little time there, but that's okay. You got to make it sure you get the lead man.
You're asking a guy to do something he hasn't done very much. As Brent Lillibridge playing first. Now he has a good enough angle. But with Carl Crawford, it would have taken a spectacular play to complete the 3-6-1.
McDonald has walked twice and scored once. And this will be pitch 102 for Mark.
McDonald historically has been one of the toughest outs for Mark Burley.
First pitch strike. 0-1 the count, 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. And the count 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Nope. 28,278. There he starts, and they don't get him.
Good idea by Tyler Flowers, and from Carl Crawford's standpoint, he started to go but realized he didn't get much of a jump. Probably would have been gunned down. So he got back to the bag. He kind of spun his wheels and then dove to the back of the bag away from a tag by a right-handed first baseman.
And that's popped up right side. Quint Panicorn. And that'll do it. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be the top of the order for our guys leading 3-2.
And it's a recap of the big day for the Big Hurt. There's a statue unveiling. And a lot of picture taking along with a wonderful ride in a convertible on this very, very cool day in Chicago. There's some of those numbers. Eligible for the Hall in 2014, and he will certainly be there.
Litterbridge hits first pitch from Andrew Miller in the center field. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. A little bridge now over 3 with the sacrifice bunt. That'll bring up Alexei, who had an RBI single in the 4th. Yeah, you saw those numbers right there, but Big Frank was something. I mean, he was, except for his throwing, he was pretty good first baseman. He had good hands, good on pop-ups. He just couldn't throw. That's the only thing he couldn't do. But the one thing that really steps out for me numbers-wise on Frank was, along with Hall of Famers Babe Ruth, Mel Ott, and Ted Williams, Frank is only one of just 4 players in baseball history to have a 300 or better average, 500 or more home runs, 1,500 or more RBIs, 1,000 or more runs scored, and 1,500 or more walks in his career. Only 4 guys: Babe Ruth, Mel Ott, Ted Williams, and Frank Thomas from Columbus, Georgia.
Pretty elite club.
I guess.
Club with 4 members.
Oh, man, in this game. As Alexei goes down for out number 2. Plus, there's another thing that was never talked about that much, is that Frank played hurt more than a lot of people can ever imagine. He would go out there, and I saw him in his first at-bat in a White Sox uniform, and I saw him in his last at-bat in a White Sox uniform. And all the years he was with the White Sox, he played hurt, and I never saw him dog it one time. Juan Pierre takes first pitch, curveball strike. And the good news for Paulie, he's got a sore calf, but the x-rays were negative. That had, as I said, he's got a tremendous threshold of pain. That thing had to be killing him to come out. And the boy Juan smoked that fastball into center field. So good speed aboard.
Keeps the inning alive for Carlos Quinn, who's 2 for 3. And here comes Terry Francona. I think he's ecstatic to come out, get Miller in a game where he's trailing just 3-2 after Miller giving up 10 hits in 5 2/3 innings. So that will be it for Andrew Miller. We'll step out and be back after these messages. And it's a man who's been in the right place at the right time, Alfredo Alcebas. He's 6-1 ERA 3.24. Aceves is now in his 31st game of the year. He started 4 of them. He does have a save. 42 walks, 42 strikeouts, 26 walks in 72 and a third inning. Pretty good effort by Andrew Miller. The control was very surprising today. Just 1 walk, and he hit Paulie. So he walked and hit the same guy. Other than that, 8 strikeouts, gave up 10 hits, but so far charged with just the 3 runs. Mark Burley, to this point, just the 2 runs rather. Mark Burley has outdueled him to this point.
Yeah, I just got a text saying that the Red Sox have just traded for Eric Bedard.
If he's healthy, he's very good. But the if he's healthy is a big, big factor.
So here's Quentin. He's 2 for 3. A single in the first, single and a run scored in the third. Then with the bases loaded, 1 out in the fourth, a strikeout. One. 16 for 28 in stolen bases. Pitch out, nothing on.
Well, if one is going to be going, you figure it'd be here. Veritek doesn't have a great deal of arm strength at this point.
And Cleveland leading Kansas City 4-3, top of the 9th inning.
Kansas City leading Cleveland.
Oh, I would say Cleveland. Yeah, Kansas City leading Cleveland 4-3, top of the 9th. Two and 0 with 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Long look in. And the count 2-1.
That one got a piece of Veritek on the way by.
And there's a 2-hopper. Hit the force at second. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the 7th. Good guys on top 3-2.
$1.89, but you don't have to remember it to love it. Prices and participation may vary. For a limited time, a la carte only. Mark Burley's day is done at 6 innings. He gave up a couple of runs on 5 hits. He walked 3, fanned 2, and he turns it over to Jesse Crane. Crane at 5-2, ERA down there at 2.35 on for the 47th time. And he's got a 1-run lead with the bottom part of the order.
Varitek, Scutaro, and then back to the top of the order with Ellsbury. And Jason Varitek has accounted for both Red Sox runs with that 2-run homer in the second inning. First pitch strike. So once again, Mark Burley doing his thing. Knowing also that the Tigers had defeated the Angels. As that's low.
Also with the Yankees coming in for 4. He didn't want to leave this game with less than 9 outs to cover for the bullpen. Pitched out of a pretty good jam in the 4th inning. 2 on, 1 out.
Drops that one on him. Curveball. And the count 1-2. That ball hit into left field. Pierre. So a big out, first out. So here's Scutaro. He has singled sharply to left field, and he has hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice. Kansas City leading Cleveland 5-3 going to the bottom of the 9th. Indians this year have won 12 games at home. Just at home, 12 games in their last at bat. Bullet right back through the middle. What new?
Fortunately, his 2 base hits were not in critical situations. One time Mark Burley did get him out. He grounded into a force play with a runner in scoring position. This one shot right back through the middle, so he represents a tying run.
He's 5 for 9 in this series. Came in it being a .381 lifetime hitter against us. Now almost 140 at bats. So here's Ellsbury. He was 0 for 3 against Mark. Takes first pitch strike from Jesse. Count evens at 1.
Chris Sale loosening up. There's no doubt that if this inning stays alive to Adrian Gonzalez, most likely Sale would be the guy. Let's hope it doesn't get that far.
And that fastball foul back. So the count 1-2. Once again, a reminder, make your plans to be with us starting tomorrow night. First of a 4-game set against the Yankees. Jake Peavy against CC Sabathia. On Tuesday, Johnny Danks against Phil Hughes. On Wednesday, Gavin Floyd against A.J. Burnett. That's slowed up. No.
Took the glove right off Jesse, and once that happened with Ellsbury running, you can forget about it.
So now 1 out, 2 on.
This one right back up the middle. And just kind of comes to a stop in the middle of the infield.
And here's Pedroia. He's 1 for 3. And the ball right through the wickets, so the runners will advance.
That turns out to be a big play because it takes you out of a double play situation. Now we'll have to see if it's a wild pitch or a pass ball. Either way, runners move to second and third. And although it's a wild pitch, Tyler Flowers has to make that catch. That ball actually hit his glove before it hit the ground.
So a big jam here in the top of the 7th inning. One and one to count to Pedroia. Gonzalez on deck. He was all over it, just underneath it, and the count 1-2.
Pedroia with 68 walks and just 51 strikeouts, and Bob Rosenberg does change that to a pass ball.
Two and two the count.
Jesse reached back, got everything he could get at 96, tried to throw a high fastball by a high fastball hitter. But it was up and out of the zone, and you invite a guy in that situation to pop one up for you or miss it.
That's going to score a pair, and they're going to lead it 4-3. And also Pedroia into second.
You got to get that ball into second base somehow. You can't let Pedroia go to second base. The lead surrendered. That's the first bad thing. But because you're not going to get the man at the plate, that's Ellsbury. You know that heading into it. You got to get the ball into second. And watch it again. This curveball doesn't have a whole lot on it, and Pedroia just reaches out and drives home runs 56 and 57. And once again, a throw to the wrong spot.
Well, that's a situation that Scudero starts it off with one out. Then the infield shot off the glove. And then Pedroia, who's a former MVP, meanwhile, Jesse has to leave. Sale comes on, and we'll be back.
called to the pen is Chris Sale, who comes on at 2-1, ERA 3.06, on for the 40th time. He's going to face the league's #1 run producer, Adrian Gonzalez. 89 runs driven home. There you look at some pretty impressive numbers for the youngster.
Gonzalez is 1 for 3 today. A double back in the first inning. A bullet into left center field. And he takes first pitch strike. That one in 97. And there's a 2-hopper. And 2 out. So Pedroia to third, and that'll bring up Youkilis. They're going to put him on to get to Ortiz. Four runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Red Sox. 3 runs, 10 hits, no errors for our Sox. We have had some opportunities galore. If you're just tuning in, we have stranded 10 guys through 6 innings. We had stranded 8 through 4. Had the bases loaded, 1 out in the 4th inning, and could not do anything with it. Stranded 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th. So now we have runners at the corners with 2 down, and Ortiz 1 for 3. Breaking ball, buckled him, and the count 0-1. Beckham well back on the grass in short right field. There goes Youkilis. So he will pick up his 3rd stolen base in 3 attempts. Two and 1 the count. Crawford the on deck hitter. Another curve, another buckle, and it's 2-2. And it's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Ducks on the pond here in the top of the 7th. 4-3 Boston.
At first base open and a left-hander due up. Throw another slider.
That'd be my choice.
And end it.
Now time is called. He gone. But they pick up a pair. 7th inning stretch. It is 4-3 Red Sox. Sportsnet Central, presented by AT&T Uverse, coming up tonight at 6:30, day 2 with the Bears and Bourbonnais. And a wrap-up of the MLB pennant races, so join Pat Boyle for Sportsnet Central, presented by AT&T Uverse, tonight at 6:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Here we go. It's the 7th inning. It's a 4-3 Boston lead. It'll be Dunn, Rios, and Flowers, the scheduled hitters. Alfredo Aceves on the bump.
Aceves was picked up after the Yankees released him, and he's been very good out of the pen.
6-1. As there's ball 2. Aceves. He's got a lot of Phil Regan in him. Regan, there used to be a pitcher named Phil Regan, played with a number of clubs, Dodgers, Tigers. They call him the Vulture. He always seemed to be at the right place at the right time coming out of that bullpen. And that certainly bodes true of Aceves, who is 20-2 in the major leagues. He was 14-1 with the Yankees. They released him.
They thought that he wasn't healthy.
Well, he's 6-1 with the Red Sox, so he's 20-2.
He got healthier as he moved north.
Wow. Another foul. And Thursday, last game of the Yankee series, the first 20,000 adults ages 21 and over will receive a beer vendor bobblehead presented by Miller Lite. So for tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. 2-2 the count. Ball hammered but foul.
There they are in the Yankee series. The big man, CC, against Jake Peavy tomorrow. Phil Hughes, Johnny Danks, A.J. Burnett, Gavin Floyd, Bartolo Colon, and Philip Humber.
Should be a fun 4 days against the Pinstripes. But we got some work to do in this one. This is the rubber match. We won the opener. They won last night. And they just scored 2 in the top half of this frame to take a 4-3 lead. And that's high, full count. Don't help him out. One out. And here's Rios. He's 1 for 3. Had a 2-out RBI single. It is a final now from Cleveland. Kansas City wins that game 5-3. Breaking ball buckled him. Outfield straight up, spread out a little bit. Euclid not guarding the line. Certainly Gonzalez is not. He is way off. And the count 0-2. In case you're just tuning in, Paul Konecker was hit in the left calf, and he took a shot from Andrew Miller. For all Sox fans who know how tough Paulie is, it hurt for him to leave the game. It had to be absolutely excruciating. And that's fouled. Count remains 0-2. But the X-rays were negative. That's low 1-2. Red Sox with 2 in the second, 2 in the seventh. Our Sox with 2 in, check that, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. Two balls, 2 strikes to Rios. Minnesota leading Oakland 2-0 that game in the top of the second at the Coliseum. Just did get a piece of that one.
The ball was off the plate but too close to take, and Alex was able to foul it off and stay alive.
And some other finals. Nasty Nats beat the Mets 3-2 in D.C. Florida over Atlanta 3-1 down in Georgia. Cincinnati shuts out the Giants 9-0. Cueto the winner. And that's popped up. 2 down. So here's Tyler. Flowers is 1 for 3. Toronto beats Texas 7-3 up in Canada. Yankees over the Orioles 4-2. Freddie Garcia 10-7 now for New York over Baltimore.
Pretty amazing that the man who never really has a job comes in and always wins in double figures.
2 years ago he was the best pitcher on our staff.
There's no doubt.
Want to know the count to Flowers? Don't help him out.
Sevens has a pretty good slider. That last one was a dandy.
I don't care what the circumstances are. When you're 20-2 in the big leagues, you got to have a little something. Can't be all luck.
Not 18 over luck, no.
And the count 3-1.
Gordon Beckham in the on deck circle. If Tyler can keep it alive.
And a full count. I tell you, the Red Sox concession got to be tops in baseball because they're pitchers. And this club plays some of the slowest games you will ever see.
Red Sox and Yankees. And when they get together, they're usually 345.
And there's ball 4. So here's Gordon. Gordon's 1 for 3 with a run scored.
Here's Terry Francona, and that's going to be it. So he's gotten what he wants to get out of Aceves.
And Aceves in line for the win. So he'll be, if they win it, he'll be 21-2. Anyway, Aceves will depart. We'll be back. Chicago, September 25th through the 30th, 2012 at Medina. So to be included in a random draw to purchase tickets and a chance to see Team USA versus Team Europe, go to www.rydercup.com.
Our Verizon call to the pen is Daniel Bard, the hard-throwing young right-hander. 1-4, but the ERA 1.84 on for the 49th time. 48 strikeouts, 13 walks in 49 2/3 innings. He inherits the tying run at first base, and he's looking in at Gordon Beckham.
Gordon, as I mentioned, 1 for 3 with a run scored. Checks it up. That one at 97.
I think that one was a foul tip, Hawk, and I think that was a strike. I think that's what Bruce Streckman is saying.
One to count. Talking about relievers who pick up victories back in 1959. Elroy Face, a reliever for the Pittsburgh Pirates, was 18-1.
That was a nice year. He had a forkball then. He was one of the few guys that had a forkball.
And it was a Jim Dandy.
I'll bet.
There's a Jim Dandy breaking ball that'll buckle you.
You get 18 wins out of a reliever. He's doing okay.
18-1. He's a little bitty guy. About Dustin Pedroia's size. He had fingers as long as Koufax's almost. Threw that one right by him. At 98. So we'll go to the 8th inning. It is 4-3 Red Sox. It's a 4-3 Boston lead. Chris Sale on the bump. He is the third Sox pitcher. Mark Burley, if you're just tuning in, went 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. That was a 2-run homer to Veritek in the second inning. Gave up 5 hits, 3 walks, couple strikeouts. And Jesse had a very, very unusual outing for him. He went a third, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits. Chris Sale then came on, as here is Carl Crawford. And there's a strike, and I get a text asking about Bobby Jenks, who was with the Red Sox. Well, Bobby on the DL for the 3rd time this season. Can't get that one at 96. And chops that one foul.
Apparently, Terry Francona doesn't know how to handle pitchers either.
That breaking ball down.
Seems to be handling Bard and Papelbon well, however.
And the 2-2. So a full count, you don't want to walk this guy. McDonald on deck. He gone. Gas.
And Ozzy's coming out. I think that he's gotten what he wants to from Chris Sale. And that's the strikeouts of Ortiz and Crawford. So Chris will depart. Fraser will come in. We'll step out and be back after these messages. Call to the pen. And it's a new addition to the ball club, Jason Fraser. Those are his numbers with Toronto. And he came over. He threw 1 game. It's 2/3 of an inning. It was clean. And now he faces Reddick.
Hitting for McDonald. Josh Reddick, 24-year-old outfielder from Savannah, Georgia. Reddick 1 for 6 in the series, but he scored a couple of runs. He can run. He scored from first base on a single. Of course, Mark Hill scored from second base on a sacrifice fly. Old Buddha boy, former White Sox catcher, way back in the 80s in Yankee Stadium. Couldn't run a lick.
Did the center fielder fall down?
No, it was just out there. It just happens. One of those things that just happened. It's a good strike. And the count 1-2. Veritek on deck. Four 8-1 for the Red Sox, 3-10-0, and we have stranded 11 guys. So if you're just tuning in, you can see we've had opportunities, we just hadn't cashed in. He gone. 2 down.
Stays away the entire at bat. And that time he just barely got a piece of it. Stuck in the glove of Tyler Flowers. So 2 outs and 2 strikeouts here in the 8th.
Veritek is 1 for 3, that 2-run homer in the second inning. Good fastball at 94 off the fist. And once again, if you're just tuning in, did not hear, back in the 4th inning, Paul Konerko was hit in the left calf and drilled very hard on a pitch from Andrew Miller. He remained in the game to run, but then when the inning was over, went in, they had it x-rayed, and x-rays turned back negative. Threw that one right by him at 95. Frazier has been blessed with a very, very good arm because he's a very slight built individual. Of course, Ron Guidry was too. That's up high. Ron Guidry, former southpaw of the Yankees.
He was blessed with an exceptional slider.
Well, he threw in the high 90s as well.
It was just that 25-3 season, I believe he had in '78.
28-3 counting the playoffs.
About as good as you can get.
He had the longest arms I've ever seen for a guy.
Longer than Wilt's?
Longest I've ever seen. I tell you what, looked like they were down below his knees.
Where'd they start?
I tell you what, when he released that fastball, what did he strike out? 20-some guys, 18, something like that. Louisiana Lightning, Ron Guidry. Pretty good pitch, didn't get it.
Got a backdoor breaking ball. We'll take a look at our Bank of America pitch tracks. See it just off the corner.
So the 2-2. And that's popped back. And that's low. 2 out and a full count. Just did get a piece of it. Jake Peavy against CC Sabathia tomorrow night. So make your plans to be with us here at the ballpark. First of 4 with New York. Then after that series, it's hitting the road again. 3 in Minnesota and 4 in Baltimore. There's a chopper 2 hopper. And that'll do it. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. We need 1 to tie.
Go upcoming schedule. Boston will leave and the Yankees will come to town for 4 night games. Then we head to Minnesota where we take on the Twins for 3. That ends on Sunday. Then it's off to Baltimore for a 4-game series before returning home to play the Kansas City Royals. That's our Feltco upcoming schedule.
Pinch hitter right here for Brett Morrell, who was 2 for 3 with an RBI this afternoon. Omar Vizquel will face the very hard throwing Daniel Bard.
Josh Reddick stays in the game in right field.
And Euclid on the grass at third. 4-3 Boston. 4-8-1 for the Red Sox. 3-10-0 for our White Sox. Softly hit, picked by Gonzalez. Boy, he gets himself in good position. That glove is down. He's not only an outstanding hitter, he's a good first baseman.
Here's our AT&T Uverse multi-view. It's going to be with Brent Lillibridge. No, it's not going to be with Brent Lillibridge. It's going to be with A.J. Pierzynski, who's in the on-deck circle.
Comes AJ. AJ hitting 284, 5 homers, and 33 knocked in.
This is the 7th time that AJ has had an opportunity to pinch hit. He's 3 for his previous 6. 500 as a pinch hitter this year.
That wasn't even close. Called a strike. Not even close. And a count 0-2. They want it up. A lot of spin. Euclid handles it.
That one did the same thing that the ball did earlier to Brent Morrell. As soon as that hit, that took an abrupt right turn for him. But he stayed with it.
A.J. barking at Dreckman. Well, when you get in the late innings of a ball game and a one-run game, you get a tough guy out there like Bard. Umpire puts you all of a sudden in a big hole with a very bad call. That gets to you. So here's Alexei. And that's into short right field. That's going to fall for the base hit. Yes, it is. And here's Alexei on his way to second. He gets there. Well, Alexei picks up his 22nd double, but more importantly, the tying run in scoring position.
Well, here's where you're trying to make a play, but you kind of lose sight of what's happening in the course of the game. You got to play this one for a single, because as it gets away, you put the tying run on second base. And Reddick, who just came in the game defensively, has it carry him off his glove, goes for two base hit, and that's a tying run now in scoring position for Juan Pierre,
who was 1 for 1. Hit a bullet into center field for a base hit. One more time, Juan. That's up high. That one in 98. And that's just foul. Just foul. Detroit beat the Angels 3-2 at Comerica Park. So if we can't do anything, we'll be 4 back. Cleveland will be 2.5 back of the Tigers. Big pitch, the 1-1.
It looked like a splitter. The ball just drops below the bat. It's actually in the zone, whether Juan checked up or not.
There's a high chopper, Euclid. And they get him. He calls him out. So we'll go to the 9th. It is still 4-3. And let's take another look at the play.
He got him.
He got him. Alan Porter has been right this whole series.
Scout checks in at third base. Adam Dunn moves to first. A.J. Pierzynski stays in the game behind the plate. Now Ozzie is talking over the lineup card with, it appears to be Gary Darling and Bruce Dreckman. And now he's calling out Terry Francona, and
well, when Dunn goes out there, you're going to lose the DH. So that's what they announced, evidently, that.
Yeah, Fraser would be hitting in Flowers' vacated position.
That's what they're talking about. And Scudero, he started off that 2-run seventh with his second hit of the game. He's 5 for 9 in this series. Takes a good breaking ball from Fraser. And that's out of play.
Jonathan Papelbon loosening up in the bullpen. So it's been Aceves. This is the anything but Daniel Bard part of the bullpen. There you see a whole lot of changes. Most of them on our Sox side. And Diaza is one man available.
Softly hit right off the end of the bat. Squibber. All right. Alejandro's going to be the guy that wins this game for us.
Well, he's going to hit in Fraser's spot.
Yep. He'll be the man. So here is Ellsbury. He's 1 for 4, 2 for 13 in the series. That's trouble. So a little flare, a little duck snort.
And the question now is, when do you want to pitch out? Because Ellsbury's going to be going somewhere early in this sequence. He doesn't get much of this one, but gets enough of it.
And here's Pedroia. Ellsbury 30 for 40 in stolen bases. Pedroia 2 for 4 with a big 2 RBI single in the 7th inning. $28,278. And that fastball up high. Pedroia, one of the best little guys to come along in a long time. There he goes.
No chance. Ellsbury just outruns the baseball.
He got a good jump. Huge jump.
Well, when you throw ball one, you know you're not going to get a pitch out. And he's looking back to see if there's any contact. No chance.
So 2-0 the count. And Gordon's going to hang out around second. And a breaking ball. So it's 2-1. Gonzalez on deck.
Well, if you get Pedroia,
he's not going to hit.
Then you can put him on first base.
He's not going to hit. So the count evens at 2. 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Red Sox. 3 runs, 11 hits, no errors for our guys. We have stranded 12 guys in this game. 12.
That was caught by a Red Sox fan on a carom off the facade, and he's wearing the Pedroia jersey. Will Oman throwing in the bullpen.
Outfield straight up, spread out, just about equidistant. And a full count to Dustin. Now the walk changes things around a little bit.
Well, that's why Oman was loosening up, and Ozzie looked out at Juan Nieves to see if, in fact, he was ready to go. He got the affirmative. And here comes Ozzie. Here comes Will Oman. So Frazier will depart. Oman will come in. And we'll step out and be back after these messages. To the ERA 3.82 on for the 36th time. He inherits Boston runners at first and second. And he'll be facing Adrian Gonzalez. Only one out here in the ninth as the Red Sox cling to the precarious one-run lead.
Well, he's faced Gonzalez a few times. He's faced him 12 times. Adrian is 5 for 12, 2 doubles, a homer.
Hasn't fooled him all that often.
Youkilis on deck, and Gonzalez with a 1-0 count. Score. Ellsbury, Pedroia in the third, and it's a 5-3 ball game.
RBI number 90. So Gonzalez, who's always hit Oman, continues to hit Oman. And it's a 2-run lead with 2 runners in scoring position.
So they're going to put Youkilis on to get to Ortiz. This will be the second time they have walked Youkilis to get to Ortiz. Big insurance tally, and they're threatening for more. So now the sack's packed with bean towners. Ortiz 1 for 4. Goes through that one. And the count 0-2 as Ortiz did not like that one.
Well, he swung at the first one in this spot, and the second one is right next to it.
Gonzalez, 90 RBIs. Yes, he did. He gone. Two down.
Sweeping breaking ball. Well, from the side, take a look. Kerry Darling said yes, he did. Poppy not real happy, but that's okay.
So here's Crawford. There's first pitch strike. I mentioned Gonzalez with 90 RBIs. Paulie with 76. If you put Paulie in that lineup, Paulie might have 110 by now. The difference in the way these guys have scored. One and one to count. And a count 1-2. And he pops him up. Alexei makes the call, has the ball, but they do pick up one. And we'll go to the bottom of the ninth, trailing 5-3. White Sox post-game live. Watch highlights and get analysis from Chuck and Bill, plus a rundown on the deals made before the trade deadline, and go live to Ozzie Guillen for his post-game remarks. Galaxy White Sox post-game live immediately following the game on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
So with a 2-run lead, we've got Jonathan Papelbon coming into the game at 2-0, the ERA 3.5. Out for the 44th time, he's looking for save number 24. His control has been almost letter perfect. Just 8 walks in 42 2/3 innings. He's been 57. And we got to get at least 2 as the shadows start to creep across home plate.
And basically, Papelbon, a one-pitch pitcher. So here we go. Quentin to lead it off. He singled in the first. He singled in the third. He struck out with the bases loaded in the fourth, and he hit into a 5-4 fielder's choice in the sixth. Gunn on deck and Rios in the hole. Fastball at 95. Quinn has faced him 4 times, has 1 hit. That one at 95. And that is off the corner. Come on, let's go. Get something started. We can get this guy.
That ball way up and out of the zone. Carlos goes down on strikes.
10th strikeout for Boston pitching. So here's Adam. Good swing, just underneath it. It's the best swing he's had all day. And that's up high. One and one to count with one down here in the bottom of the ninth. If you're just tuning in, 5-10-1 for Boston, 3-11-0 for us. And that's chop foul. Just tuning in, just one home run in the ball game, a two-run shot by Jason Varitek in the second inning. Mark Burley pitched well, 6 innings, those 2 runs, 5 hits. Two down. So here's Rios. Takes ball 1. Alex is 1 for 4, had a 2-out RBI single back in the 3rd inning. One and one to count. Jake Peavy against CC Sabathia tomorrow night, so make your plans to be with us. First of 4 against the Yankees. We're going to run Peavy, Danks, Floyd, and Umbra up here. They're going to run Sabathia, Hughes, Burnett, and Colon. And we are down to our last bullet. 2 out, 1 and 2 the count. And that's high. Come on, Alex. Keep us going, buddy. Sox are 4-1 against Boston this season, and this is the last game of the year between these two clubs. That breaking ball.
The first one he's thrown, it was all fastballs all inning until that.
He's a high fastball pitcher. basically one pitch.
Tried to end it with a little slider. Missed with it. There's Diaz in the on-deck circle. Alex can keep it alive.
And Diaz, juice one. And that's foul back. Ball four, base hit right here. And that's foul back. Ball four, right. Get out of here. It will. First row right over the dugout. So Alex extends the at bat. 5-3 Boston. Here we have a full count with 2 down, bottom of the ninth.
Trying to throw all high fastballs and try to throw it by him.
And this ball game is over. So we had a lead 3-2, couldn't hold it. They take the rubber match. They win it 5-3. And Tony, Burley pitched well.
Burley pitched very well, and for one of the